Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel Anaka Design. It is late. It's 11:30 on Sunday night, but I figured I can't go to sleep until I show you what the Hazel Anaka Design sweatshop has turned out today. And I only mean that half kiddingly. So this is a really big book. Belonged to my daughter, and I thought, maybe it's time to make a few envelopes. So this is what I have done. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, using those big pages. So I just thought that I would do a quick refresher on a different style of envelope to make with oversized papers. Obviously, this particular book and these particular pages are perfect because, you've got to decorate. You've got both sides, inside and out, that are decorated. I don't even know what I would put on this besides, the address, the return address, and a stamp. And in case you're wondering why I've got envelopes on the brain, I spent a good part of today getting caught up on all the Happy Mail movement envelopes that I needed to return to people. I had pre-made envelopes. I'm almost out of them. But they all needed decorating, and they all needed filling and weighing and addressing and so on. So, and the reason I thought of doing a quick video about this style of envelope, because it's more like the traditional envelopes that, the commercially made envelopes. In my intro video, and, same thing with Kim and Kim Newberg, the brainchild of, or the brains behind this hashtag, showed the other style of envelope, which is basically just, taking a piece of paper like so, gluing. But I've received some of this style, and I thought, okay, that gives an option. Now, I am not going to go nuts putting anything on these until I'm absolutely sure that they're going to work in terms of what I want to put into them. And I'm sure size-wise they're going to fit nicely through that acrylic slot that they use at the post office. But we've all heard of Murphy's Law, so I don't want to jinx anything. So enough talk about that. I also, because the pages were big, I also have all these strips that have been cut off. Now, wouldn't these make cute? Of course, what I would do, just to make life easy, I would fold these in half and tear them. And then I would fold them in half again and have the cutest little signature pages known to mankind. So that is the plan. And this is the entire book here, because I thought, while I'm on a roll, I might as well do the whole thing. Okay, you can appreciate that it would have been pretty difficult for you to see anything if I would have chosen one of these pages to work on. So instead, I have this, and this. So these two don't have any markings on them. This, and I should say that I just took the extra time to do this. You, of course, are in charge of your world and your projects, and you can do, if you think you can eyeball this, go for it. I know that I eyeballed making an envelope the other day, and I wasn't happy. So to me, having a product that I'm happy with and proud of is so much better than, saving a few nanoseconds. Let's just be sure that you can see what's going on. Okay, so I've got a really long ruler here. Oh, by the way, this this process will work on any size of piece of paper, providing it's a square. So naturally, I was limited by the width, not the height. And it is 9 3/4. For a while there, because I must have been running a fever or something, I was trying to get 9 7/8 out. Like, oh my goodness. Does that say it's time to go to bed or what? You know, putzing around for an extra 1/8 of an inch. So what you want to do is take a ruler that's obviously long enough to go the distance. My 12 inches not. I guess 15 would have worked, but it's not right at my fingertips here. Line it up with the two diagonal points, and about what you gauge to be midway, make a pencil mark. Oh, and obviously this is going to be, whatever you choose for the inside, is the side that you'd be making the marks on. So where these points, okay, hopefully you can see that right there. Oh, how come half that line didn't show? Let's realign. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'll do the other one that doesn't have a mark. Now on this one, yeah, there's more pattern here. I will make this my inside. On the other pages that I've already used, the left inside page always had a bit of a legend and things to look for. So I made those my insides. Okay, and the third one is already done. So once you've got your marks, what you want to do, get rid of this, get rid of my knife, clear the decks. What you want to do is take the point and line it up with that intersection point there in the middle. Now you can use your bone folder with each fold, or you can wait till the end and do it, or you can pretend you don't know what a bone folder is. The other thing that I like to do is, now I know that these are going to be my side pieces. So rather than have this sharp point here, I just use my corner rounder. I wonder if this thing wants to fail on me. I love it so much. And I do both of them, the two opposing corners. Now I'm going to fold up this bottom with maybe, 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch or 3/8, or you can just eyeball whatever you want to there, and crease. Now the top will obviously be the flap, and again, I arbitrarily pick some sort of an amount for that. Now if your sides line up, then you can be sure that you're going to be all right. So I'll do the other two, and then I'll talk to you about gluing. Again, now let me just show you that on all of these, the pattern is slightly askew, and that's just the nature of how this works. This one actually doesn't look too bad. That road almost looks straight. Here, you can see that. Anyway, it is what it is, and that's how these are going to be as well. So, I don't know. I just, if I'm holding the paper this way, right side up, I just automatically pick this corner. I don't think there's any magic in that. And then, of course, the opposite one, again, point to that little, where your little cross is. I just find it easier to do this at this point. My page, yeah, Okay, so then again, folding it. If you get one of these edges lined up, you know that the other one is going to be lined up because we make precision stuff here in the sweatshop. And then, of course, do your top fold and you're in business. We'll do the final one and then I'll talk to you briefly about gluing. I have to say that and I need to one day soon do another reveal video of the envelopes that have come in. I was this whole challenge is very gratifying. It's gratifying on so many levels. And of course, if you're not in the challenge, well, number one, why not? But seriously, if you're not in the challenge, don't want to be in the challenge, that's a-okay too. If you think that you might be wanting to, now of course this would be too big for most journals, but the other thing you could do is have this as a loose item, you know, close it up just like I've done. If you wanted to be able to sew it into your signature, then obviously you wouldn't glue it till after you've sewn in your signatures. And you would also be sure to make it small enough that this size, this dimension, would not extend past the pages of your journal. Let me just show you what I mean. I made this journal to have it for prototype stuff, and then I forget to use it. So if this had been sewn, oh, maybe this book is big. Well, this book is bigger, but you can see that it would stick out. So, you know, just, hey, I just found a ticket that I need to cash. Cash it for cold hard. A cold hard, what, $5? Ay, ay, ay. Might have been easier to take in ironing. Put that there so I don't lose it. Okay, so I tried 3 different ways of gluing. I used art glitter glue. Maybe it'll be, well, would it be easy to see? I'll do all 3 so you can see. So first of all, we have to be a bit careful. We cannot, what I did initially was I put glue on this flap, but then I realized, oh, I went too far. And then, of course, I had to, let me show you that one. Obviously, I mixed these up. And those are the 2 then. Because I had glued too much, I ended up, let me just stick something in there so you can see. I ended up having to fold this down so that I could, you know, take advantage of that glue that I used and you know, just that's extra reinforcement, I suppose. The trick, though, ultimately, that I ended up using was realizing that I've got about a generous 1/2 inch. Now, again, these envelopes are not all identical because the first one was a little bit small, then I tried the biggest one, and then the rest are pretty well uniform. I'm getting a hoarse throat here. So what I found worked best was to put glue, like starting right there, put glue about 1/2 inch wide, right to the end. Now, if you think that maybe you're heavy-handed with glue or whatever, you could put a little something in there as protection. but then essentially just lie it down, or press it together, I mean, and you're not going to have glue oozing out. You're not going to have areas that were missed. So the ways that didn't work for me were putting glue on here, because first of all, I did it too far. And then what did I do next? I don't know. I thought I made 2 mistakes before I found this. Anyway. And then, again, I don't think anyone would go to the trouble of doing this for one envelope. I used an entire book, because whether I use these for the Happy Mail movement or some other purpose, you kind of want to get into the swing of things. The measuring becomes easier because you're doing it over and over again. I mean, the measuring and trimming. You get into the swing of things, you round the corners, you do your gluing, and you are done, baby, done. So I hope this has been a refresher. I hope that whether you're taking part in Happy Mail movement or not, but you have maybe some oversized pages, or you just feel like, hey, there aren't enough envelopes in the world, I need to make my own, that you try this style as well, because they do look good. And just before I started the video, I just, kind of creased all my edges to make sure they were sharp and crisp. And I also stuck my bone folder in each of them to make sure that I hadn't inadvertently glued something shut. Because, of course, if you're heavy-handed with the glue, it could ooze out anywhere along there, not just at that point. Anyway, guys, my voice is failing. My envelopes are done. For those of you who have been waiting a bit for envelopes because of the Christmas and New Year's break, they're going out on the 15th, which is Monday. And hopefully they will be in your hot little hands very soon. Oh, one final thing. As I was looking at the ones I haven't opened yet, I realized there is one from New Zealand. OMG. And obviously I won't know what's in it till I open it. I did say in my intro video and in the rule sheet I used, or guidelines I used to show you guys every so often, I did say Canada and the US, but my goodness, if somebody from New Zealand heard the message, made an envelope, filled it, mailed it, it came across the ocean, naturally I'm going to reciprocate, unless there are explicit instructions not to. But yeah, I was shocked. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.